unmute it over here, and let me ensure that the share is going and that we have now resumed our recording. So let me verify, get the right site muted, and make sure that everything that you need to see is up and on the screen before I hop 100% completely into what we're doing. Let me go and verify that I am live on my multiple pages here. Just to be on the safe side, you guys just bear with me just a moment, pulling up a couple things to make sure that we are actually live, and then I will probably need to shoot the broadcast over into the private Facebook group as well. I do believe that is correct. So right now what you see up on my screen is just my plain Google image here. Let's drop that to a minimize, and let's see, there we go. I can get that on the screen, give you guys something good to look at while I handle a few things on my end. So today it's actually going to be Mindset on Mondays, and I'm working with honestly your belief first. Then we're going to talk a little bit about your brand, and finally we're going to talk about your business. So I'm just saying, let's get transparent for a minute. And let me go ahead and get that updated. And I hope that I have it appearing everywhere that I need it to appear. So today I am actually, let's see. So today I'm actually live in a couple of different places. It's been a while since I have gone live on YouTube, but I'm trying to multitask here and making sure that I'm hitting both platforms with more live content versus recorded content and then content that I place up. So I just want to verify that I am live in a couple places, that I have the information up that I want to have up, that you see on the screen what I need you to see. And we're going to go through a few things. So, hey, y'all. Hey, my name is Martina Britt Yelverton, and I am a brand master, a cash flow queen, and income strategist, a Google My Business educator, and an ambassador with the Untitled Chamber of Commerce. My daily goal is to brand you, educate you, and help you leave a legacy. I am your go-to girl for simplified graphics that you can manage. And with my 12-year history helping churches, startups, and now even more MLM representatives, whether you're an associate, whether you're a representative, whether you are a director, my goal is to help you, and I can help you. So today's discussion, as you just heard me mention just a moment ago, is literally your belief, your brand, and your business. And if you're struggling, just keep watching, because as I said, I can help you. I've helped hundreds over the years, but recently I've assisted over 100 representatives in this thriving industry first understand what a brand is, how to get your belief up, right? And then to literally understand the need to get branded. So furthermore, we are literally helping you understand what you've never understood before. We're able to expose your understanding, your belief, and then expand that into something that literally you can manage. Some simplified techniques that you can use to actually grow your belief, grow your brand, and grow your business. It takes consistency. So if you aren't willing to first learn these simplified techniques, then continue to use the techniques, this will not work for you. So don't waste your time. It's something that neither of us can get back. However, if you are wanting to grow your brand, grow your belief, grow your business, get found on Google, and get paid daily, regardless of your company, niche, product, or service, then literally let's get down to it. I'm hoping that I have your attention as a startup. I'm hoping that I have your attention as a person interested in growing, their brand, growing their belief, moving forward with what it is that they're trying to do in both their business and in their brand. I hope I have your attention, and I hope you're ready to receive some of this information. So today, what I'm going to cover specifically is dealing with different ways to find those characteristics, or that content, or that checklist, or that blueprint, or something to help you become skilled, to become knowledgeable, and to help you move forward in what it is that you're trying to find. So what I'm flipping over here inside of my specific YouTube channel, I'm going to bring up a playlist so you can see a little bit of information about some of the items that I'm using that help me grow my belief. So first we're dealing with belief, okay? And if you are an individual who are trying to establish themselves out here on the web and you haven't taken the opportunity to work on your mindset, to work on your belief, that is literally where you need to get started. I'm giving you 3 points of action so that you will know where it is that you need to get started. And first, we're starting again with your belief. So I have some playlists that I have up here, and we're going to see if we can navigate through them to find what it is that we need to find. So over a year ago, I started with Mr. Wayne Dyer himself. And literally, I've continued to add to this playlist. And I believe I may have two playlists going on because this one looks fleeting. But I'm going to speak specifically about these three characters, specifically to help you understand the belief system that a lot of our generation don't know about. Okay. So, Mr. Wayne Dyer is something that my little people and I literally were listening to over a year ago, nightly, daily, as we went to sleep. They enjoyed it, and I really honestly don't know why we got away from it, and we'll have to get back to it. But we got away from listening to this, and I could tell that it changed the atmosphere. So, one of the things that I'm suggesting that you do is you literally go and you can Google this. You see the name here on the screen. It's Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Dyer, change your thoughts, change your life. And it is an audiobook. It's a 9-hour audiobook. So you don't have to obviously listen to it in one setting, but I do suggest that you listen to it over the course of a great amount of time because you can't learn something just once. And this will literally affect your belief. So a lot of us don't understand the depth of belief. And because we don't understand the depth of belief, we don't really understand how powerful your thoughts out are and how they literally can change your mindset. They can change your mood. They can change your atmosphere. They can change your zip code, depending on how in depth you go with it. But the bottom line is changes need to occur. They're going to happen anyway. So why not try and help along some of the changes that you feel are necessary? So Dr. Wayne Dyer is a great place to start. Literally, you could Google his name, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I promise you the amount of content that you're going to find about him. And let me put that in a different window because I don't want to change my course of direction here. So let me put that in a different window here. And let me go up here and let's type in Dr. Wayne Dyer. And when I enter this, as you see, there are going to be unlimited amounts of information that you can find specifically about him. But where I'm asking for you to get started is literally with this specific audiobook, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life audiobook. And this is something that you should listen to when you're doing your house cleaning around the house, when you're driving to and fro for your errands, before you go to sleep at night. You have different times that you're actually listening to junk on the radio that I literally suggest that you listen to something that is going to be positive and beneficial in your life. And Dr. Wayne Dyer is where I suggest that you start. Additionally, with that, I also listen to a gentleman out of India, Sadhguru. And I listened to him for quite a bit of time as well. Again, I'm not sure why I got away from him. However, there is a peaceful, pleasant, warm, gentle tone to all the information that he gives. And he gives it not only from the perspective of himself as a man of his descent, but he gives it from the direction of common sense, right? Some of the things he says, once you are able to get beyond his dialect, is common sense. And I suggest that you actually Google him as well, Sadhguru, Sadhguru, and you listen to some of his information, especially for the youth, and understanding that I'm not saying that this should change your religious values, that this should change your spirituality. What I'm saying is open your mind up to some things that you may not have perceived because of your programming. Our programming is so jacked up, it's not even funny. And if you look at even the school system, and I'll speak very candidly, my daughter sent me a video on today, and it fell in line with a lot of what I've been saying to them for quite a bit of time. However, it was just really refreshing to see that they're viewing these things and they're sending them to me as well, kind of like, have a look at this. This is more of what my interest is. And I'm just glad that it fell in line with what I'm trying to tell them. And that video dealt with the school system and the programming that goes on in the school system comparative to the programming that literally we should be experiencing. Meaning, if you look at the comparisons in that video, it talked about what you've been taught for years versus paying attention to what actually could work for the world today, because it is actually working for the world today. You just specifically may not be plugged into that particular mindset or that train of thinking. So Sadhguru does a lot with that, where he actually just to pay attention to what is actually going on around you and actually see how that's working for you. Okay. And then finally, in the belief category is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I've been listening to him very heavily over the last 3 months, as well as Kevin Trudeau over the last 3 months, just paying attention to how you are wired and what meditation can help you do with becoming clear, and what meditation can help you do with becoming calm, getting clarity, understanding and making decisions, and literally figuring out what works best for you, because literally your mind is a gold mine and it can literally do any and everything. So these three people are who I suggest a good place for you to get started with your belief. I also listened to Dr. Eric Thomas. You've heard me speak about him for years, having met him personally back in 2017, 2018, being able to attend conferences with my knee baby boy Jesse, and seeing what that experience was like, being in the presence of his entire squad. Definitely, of course, listening to Mr. Les Brown as well, and other great speakers. But I'm just giving you something that's going to open your mind up, because a lot of times when we listen to people we've always listened to, we're hearing the same message. However, it's not changing our programming. It's only motivating us for the moment, not inspiring us from the inside for the long journey ahead. Okay. And so I want you to take a different perspective from all that motivational momentum movement type speaking and go a little bit deeper. Dr. Joseph Spencer says a lot of times we want to know, but we don't realize we actually need to know how. Okay. It's better to know how than it is just to know. And once you actually understand and you're able to debunk the programming of your how, you're able to make significant changes. So be open to these suggestions and what these people have to say, and literally watch your perception of things begin to shift. Okay. And if you have not had an opportunity to go to my Facebook page, I suggest that you do that. And you go actually scroll down my Facebook page specifically, and you'll see a post that was put up by myself, giving some information about perspective. And let me see if I can find it for you really quickly, because it was huge. So yes, February 8th, about midday, Inky Johnson, Shift Your Perspective, was a video that I put up, and I gave a link here to the full video on that. And I actually had my kids watch that as well, just getting them to understand, to change your perspective. Being transparent, we are going through a lot right now with changing locations, business changes, personal home changes. We are going through a lot right now, and I needed for us to get a different perspective, honestly, in my opinion, to move along the results of what's going on. However, even in changing my perspective, I realized that there is still some additional adjustments that need to be made. Why? Because we're all human. We all want things to happen in the right now. We all want to see the results of our efforts right now. However, you have to understand that things are not in your timing. Everything is not in your timing. Everything is not specifically for you. This life is bigger than you. And so I'm trying to understand with this great undertaking of a transition that we're going through, what does this mean not only for us, but what does this mean for whomever my triumphant comeback is for, right? Who else is this meant for? So I can get to that. And yes, that's still me trying to hurry a long time, and I understand that, and I'm doing better. He's still working on me. But what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is we must have a shift in perspective. We must have a mindset shift. We must change the way that we have been programmed so we can get a different result. And it's not specifically just for you, it's for so much more than you. So it's been an interesting journey here, understanding that. And even if I take this to the business perspective, and let's move a little bit further along into why we're here today, and let's talk about shifting from belief to shifting towards your brand. And so in that, I don't know how many people understand the point and the purpose of a brand, and why you need to develop a brand. So if you get an opportunity, I actually have a couple of videos on that on my YouTube channel specifically, where I talk about branding in general, and I give some really great tips about branding just to get people to understand the surface level of branding. So I have a quick video here. If you go to the Facebook page for Family First Designs and you click on videos here, the very first video, I speak a little bit about branding here. And I give you a little bit of brand building exposure here, just to give you some easy, lightweight information about branding. And if you guys, I know I didn't ask when we first got started, but if my sound sounds a little bit crazy, definitely drop me a comment. Let me know where I can adjust. Because like I say, I'm broadcasting from two different places. I'm broadcasting privately in my group. I'm broadcasting on one of my business pages, and I'm also broadcasting on YouTube Live. I'm going to get back to that. I'm making a shift in the business exposure as well, because I am an educator, as you heard me say in the intro, and I'm trying to get people to understand, what that exposure and expansion looks like. Okay. So getting back to branding, I give a little bit of information in here about branding because you are your brand. And a lot of times, things that you want to see progress aren't progressing because people are seeing you as they've known you forever, not seeing you as where you are excelling to, or not seeing you actually in your current growth and rightful position. So I say a lot of times in my speeches, people see me as Tina Britt. And that's the little girl that grew up being the loudmouth leadership, get up, go, do individual. And while it was a lot of fun, they don't see me as the brand expert or the brand master that I am today. They don't see me as the education provider. They don't see me speaking on platforms. They still see Tina Britt. And if you are struggling in areas of your brand, you may want to consider not only your belief, but you may want to consider what you are actually putting out with regards to your brand. So 2 Fridays ago, I actually spoke about your vision, your value, and your voice in the world. And that's a good one to go back and watch as well. I'll make sure that I get it uploaded on the YouTube channel today, and actually allow it to come outside of the group and get expanded, probably here on the designs page as well, letting people know that there are some steps that you need to take beforehand. And if you want to know where to access many of these steps at, you can go to Brand Secrets Revealed, and it will allow you to elect to get into my private Facebook Elite Branding coaching group, and allow you to subscribe to that, and you will be getting weekly content. There is a full course inside of there. Let me go show you that real quick. There is a full course inside of there that's just me on a daily basis here inside of the units, on a 7-week journey to give you exposure. So starting here, we go through accountability, organization and accounts, customization, design, implementation, lead generation, content creation, automation, and then cross-platform communications. This is what we go through. And here inside of all of this information, it's expanding your knowledge. It's giving you applied steps that you can literally do to make clarity, to make your brand sing, to make your brand exist if you don't currently have a brand. It tells you why. Literally here in week 2 and 3, we go through mindset, office space, organization. We go through filling out a mind map, a weekly blocker schedule so that you can set yourself up. We talk about how to clean up your profile, getting access and setting up your Google contacts, using a free platform called Google to get your business in order, right? Even over into the 3rd week, I literally take you through basic logo design processes, business card design, postcard design, banner design. I give you all of this information so that you can literally find a simplified step, one step at a time. Okay, we plan out projects, we go through all of that. But if you don't understand the very basic step of what is a brand and why you should have a brand, and what exactly having a brand means, you're gonna struggle a little bit. And I don't want you to struggle. I want you to understand I'm here to help. As I said when I introduced myself, I'm here to help you. And so with your brand, that is the next step to further you along the way. And then finally, in your business, and we're going to wrap it up here. In your business, you really need to understand what your voice is in your business. A lot of people fail inside of the MLM industry, inside of network marketing, because they don't know or understand, or they can't find their voice. And what I suggest you do in finding your voice is that literally figure out what you love about that company, that product, that service, and focus on that. Because the people who need that will come to you when you put yourself out there. So let me be real specific about this, because a lot of people are nervous about getting online and getting on camera. Today I'm not on camera. The hair is not rocked. So we're not going to be that transparent. But I did want to make sure that I got this information out. But a lot of people don't want to get on camera. They don't want to get on film. But let me show you something. So here, let me go to some of my videos and let me go and sort by most popular, because I want to show you a couple of things. Here inside of some videos here on my channel on, let's bring up, I think this one specifically, and let me open that one up in a different link. Let's turn the sound off on this one. And this is actually a video of Malcolm MJ Harris, okay? Over 1,000 views. I'm not on screen, right? Let's go to another one. Here's a video where I'm actually giving you a tutorial walkthrough. I use the entire screen the entire time to train and teach and show you how to log into your domain-based email. 500 views, okay? So you're fearful about something that you don't have to be fearful of, because if you have a problem getting on screen, then don't get on screen, but still give the value that you need to give for those who need the value. So let's back up out of that. And the reason my videos are limited now is because I've made a shift in business, and a lot of the content that had thousands and thousands of views is no longer, excuse me, is no longer relevant to the direction that I'm going in right now. While I'm still in financial education, while I'm still in brand basics and teaching you guys that, I didn't want to confuse the new viewers with old information. So I have some videos on here that have many, many, many more views than that. But a lot of those, literally, again, I was not on screen. I would be off screen teaching you information. So here's a video on how to stop losing money on your job with income shifting. Over 500 views again. And again, what you see on the screen here is not me. It's a PowerPoint presentation. So you are available to literally create a PowerPoint presentation, have your information, your mic and everything plugged in, and give your information just like I'm doing now and not being on screen. So you're able to get your chosen love for what it is that you're doing out there, excuse me, out there into the world, and you don't have to be on screen. Okay. So you have to understand and think bigger for your business. Think different. Think in the next direction. Think with the next move. Think with the next step towards getting your information out there and being okay with not being on screen. Okay. So that's one business tip that I can give you. Find out what it is that you love about your business and put it out there. So, what I'm going to show you really quickly here as we close out with regards to business is how to make sure that your business everywhere is everywhere. However, you're not in all those places. Okay. So if you go here, I have a link on my YouTube channel. So here it is. Here I am on YouTube, and I literally can show you multiple places that I am on Facebook. Okay. So I have a business page, and this is where um, one of the bits of information is casting. It'll show, and if I get down to the right area, it'll show that I'm actually live here on my business page. As I've shown you earlier, I am actually live here on my YouTube channel. Let's see if I go to my channel, will it show me, or if I have to go to YouTube itself? Okay, so going to YouTube itself, it is showing that I am actually live here on YouTube. Literally, I am on LinkedIn. I am on Twitter. Let's see if I can get a couple of these to show up. So there I am on LinkedIn. And I'm hoping you see the familiarity of what I have going on here. I am on Twitter. Again, what am I talking about? I am talking about getting found on Google. And finally, with the help of my daughter, I am on Instagram. And here on Instagram, right now, I'm just putting up various posts, just giving you a little bit of look at my business practices, my kids, just my life. I haven't started doing anything on IGTV or getting really big here on Instagram. So I did about 10 to 12 posts in January, 10 to 12 posts here in February, just getting familiar with the platform, just getting a start. Okay, but you still see my brand, you still see my logo, you still see my color palette, you still see my youth lifestyle trainees and what's going on in my life, just getting my feet wet. Okay, so this is me putting my business in multiple different places and just following up. Like I have some notifications to follow up here. I have some hearts to go and respond to here. I don't really do a lot on Twitter, but I make sure that my other platforms are posting here to Twitter. So people who are interested in me, if they want to find out more, then they click and they go and they'll end up finding. And I did that the other day, and I thought I fixed whatever link. I have something in there trending incorrectly, because that should come up and bring you over here to the store. So I'll have to figure that out. But finally, I have my landing area, meaning where you can find the most out about me, what services I offer, what products that I have available, what I'm trying to do. You're available to see the new t-shirt line that just re-released, the Cash Flow Queen, Cash Flow King line, the Fired My Boss line, some of the products and services I have with regards to helping with your business and your brand. So the point with business is you need to be in all places and be available based on whatever it is that you love. So for me in business and realizing a lot of ministries don't have a web presence, a lot of startup authors or artists don't have a web presence. People don't know that they need to be found on Google. People don't realize that the Google My Business platform even exists. Okay. And then finally, even with us as associates, being MLM and network marketers, we don't realize that our niche needs to be in a space called Google. We don't realize it because we're so busy following the programming of what the company says to do. We don't realize that there are other places that our product, service, niche, and everything needs to be expanded on. So just think about your business in a different way. And again, if you're interested in finding out more, you can go to Brand Secrets Reveal, and it will allow you to opt into, when you go to Brand Secrets Reveal, let me show you where it's going to bring you to. It's going to bring you over here to the 30-day Brand Master Elite Group Coaching. What's that? That is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to literally opt in via a bit.ly link to subscribe monthly. There's no commitment. You can leave at any time, into the group that will bring you into the private Facebook group. And once you come into the private Facebook group, again, you will have 7 weeks of accountability, organization, customization, videos, lead generation, automation, and cross-platform communication to literally level up your brand, to get some mindset training, to get some of that information and be able to expose, expand, grow, elevate, and all of that. So I hope this information has been of help to you. I hope you have found this interesting, and that it's actually allowed you to have a mind shift on today. Today, again, is our Mindset on Mondays, and we're talking about your belief, your brand, and your business. Again, my name is Martina Britt Yelverton. To your success, and again, I hope today has been an amazing help to you, and I'll look forward to seeing you live again on this Wednesday when we're going to talk about a little bit more in-depth information on branding specifically. We're going to be Watch Me Work Wednesday, and I'm going to probably work through a couple of flyers and setting up a brand so you guys can see what that looks like. I'm excited, and I look to talk to you then.